A very good morning to one and all. Today we are going to discuss about e-governance. This topic is there for you in the subject e-business for MBA second year fourth semester students. Now let us see in detail about what is e-governance. E-governance, it is the abbreviation of electronic governance. The abbreviation e-governance in the sense it is electronic governance. So the various electronic communication devices, computers and internet are being utilized to offer or to deliver the public services and national information or local information to the citizens or governmental agencies of the country So that is called e-governance. Before knowing about that, let us see what a governance is. What is meant by governance? Governance means to oversee the society's problems, to look into the society's problems, issues, and affairs by means of institutional resources, by means of through institutional resources. So, when these controls are executed or when these controls are being implemented by using information and communication technology, ICT, then it is known as e-governance. Then it is known as e-governance. I think you understood, ma. So generally, governance is to look into the society problems, issues, and affairs by means of the institutional resources. By means of the institutional resources. And the same when these controls are executed or implemented with the help of ICT by using information and communication technology, then it is said to be e-governance. Then it is said to be e-governance. I think you understood now what is e-governance. So the application of information and communication technologies in e-governance, it gives or it enhances the efficiency, it enhances the transparency, effectiveness, and accountability of informational and transactional exchanges. So this will be done at various at different levels like national level, state level, or local business or for local businesses within the governments and also between the governments, and also between the government. So this e-governance also provides the accessibility of data. It provides the accessibility of data and information to the local citizens. It tries to give the accessibility of data and information to the local citizens. So that is called as e-governance. So hence, e-governance is defined as the transformation of governance processes into more advanced digital form. The transformation of governance processes into more advanced digital form with the implementation of advanced electronic technologies. With the implementation of electronic technologies, advanced electronic technologies is said to be e-governance. That is, it tries to enhance the services of the government with the focus on the management and structure. So with the focus on management and structure, it tries to enhance the services of the government. The services of the government. Okay, so that is called as e-governance. Okay, so the main objective of this e-governance is to increase the accessibility to the government and to provide information more responsibly, provide the information more responsibly, and also to make effective use of government services, to make effective use of government services. Okay, and also the involvement of the individual citizens in the governance, involvement of the individual citizens in the governance. So these are some of the main objective of e-governance. Now let us see what are the various types of e-governance models. Thus, e-governance models are classified based upon the relationship of the government with various stakeholders. The stakeholders in the sense like citizens, business, other government organizations, and government servants, which has been referred. Government servants referred as the main types of it is classified into three types. One is G2C, government to citizens or consumers. G2C. And the other one is Z2B, government, uh, government to businesses. G2B. And the next one is G2G, government to the government, government to the government. So these are the various types of e-governance model. Now let us see in detail about each type. The first one is G2C, government to citizens or consumers. Government to citizen relationship. Okay, so G2C. So this is the most basic aspect of e-governance. In modern times, the government used to deal with many aspects of the life of the citizen. That is, the relation of a citizen with the government. It starts with the birth and ends with the death of the citizen. That is, a person transacts with the government on every corner of his life, on every corner of his life. May it may be of birth registration, marriage registration, divorce registration, or death registrations, all these. So thus government used to deal with various aspects in the life of the citizen. So we require, when you burn, we require birth certificate, right? Residence certificate, death certificate, marriage certificate, divorce. If somebody go with the divorce certificates, all these things are linked with the government. So it is the major, but till the relation of the citizen with the government, it will start from birth and ends with the death of the citizen. So that type of relation is there between the citizen and the government. So this G2C relation will include the services provided by the government to the citizens. So these services include public utility services, uses public utility services, that is telecommunication, transportation, medical facilities, electricity, education. These are some of the democratic services which are relating to the citizenship, such as certification, registration, licensing, passports, ID cards, taxation, etc. So all these are the democratic services which are relating to the citizenship. So that is being made through the government, right? So therefore, this e-governance in G2C relationship will involve the facilitation of the services which are flowing from the government to towards the citizens, government towards the citizens with the use of ICT, with the use of information and communication technology. So the services of G2C will be as, see, these are some of the services which are provided by G2C, like e-citizenship, e-registration, e-transportation, e-health, e-education, e-help, e-taxation. So these are some of the services which were done online through government and citizen relationship. The first one is e-citizenship. That is, this includes the implementation of ICT for facilitation of government services. So facilitation of government services relating to citizenship of an individual, relating to the citizenship of an individual. That is, it may involve online transactions. It involves online transactions relating to the issues of a renewal of documents. That is, we have ration cards, right? You used to have passports. These are the citizenship ID cards, right? Passports, uh, election cards, identity cards like Aadhaar cards, etc., ration cards. All these are the transactions, online transactions relating to the issues of a renewal of documents. So it also required the government to create a virtual identity of every citizen. Used to create a virtual identity of every citizen so that it can be able to enable them to access the government services online. To access the government services online. So for the same, the government would need to create a citizen database with a huge task. So for this, what you can do, ma, the citizens, whoever it we provide the identity proofs, these everything it used to prepare a citizen database with a huge task. So that is e-citizenship. And the next one is e-registration. This will cover the online registrations of various contracts. That is, an individual can enter into several contracts during his period of life in his life period, right? So many of these contracts and transactions, they used to require a registration. So whenever he enters into, he can enter into several contracts, right? So in each and every contract or in each and every transaction, you require a registration. So why we require is to make it legality and enforceability. To make it legality and enforceability, we used to have registration for each transaction. So such registrations may also be made through this ICT enabled. So this e-registration, it will help to reduce the significant amount of paperwork. Paperwork can be reduced through this e-registration. And the next one is e-transportation. This e-transportation services includes ICT enabled or enablement of services of the government. ICT enabled of services of the government relating to the transport, relating to the transport by road or a rail, water or air, water or air. The best examples so in online, what we can involve in this e-transportation of booking of tickets, or cancellation of tickets, status of vehicles, that is railways, boats, and flights, issuing of driving licenses or a renewal of driving licenses, registration of vehicles or renewal of vehicles also, and a transfer of vehicles. So you used to take the vehicle in one name and you need to transfer it in terms of to others. So transfer of vehicles and payment of fees of licenses, payment of fees of the licenses, as well as the payment of fees and taxes for vehicle registrations, payment of fees and taxes for vehicle registration. So these are some of the services which are being provided through e-transportation. And the next one is e-health. So these services would be ICT enabled of health services of the government. So under this, interconnection of all the hospitals will be taken place, will be taken place. So a patient database will be created and a local pharmacy database will also be created. So all this can be done. That is called e-health. E-health. And the next one is e-education. E-education also covers the implementation of ICT in imparting of the education and conducting of courses and conducting of various courses. So like distance as well as classroom education also will be facilitated with the use of ICT. So the use of internet can reduce the communication time which is required in distance education. Internet may be the best, internet is very much helpful in conducting online classes. That is what now we are doing. This is e-education. Okay. And in this pandemic situation, we are unable to conduct offline classes. So this through e-education, we are able to conduct online classes. So that is the best example that we can tell for e-education. And the next one is e-health. So this service refers to the facilitation of disaster management and crisis management using ICT. Thus, it includes the use of technologies like internet, SMS, etc., for the purpose of reducing the response time of the government agencies to the disaster. So, if any disaster has been happened and it is not possible, that it may not be possible to respond in time by the government agencies. So at that time, you can use this e-help with the help of SMS or internet, and this technology can be used if any disasters arises. NGOs helps the government in providing help in situations to the disaster. So when the disasters occur, generally NGOs will help them. NGOs will provide help. So the online information relating to the disasters or a warning calls for help or can help the government as well as the NGOs. They used to coordinate their work and facilitate to make speed up the rescue work. To make speed up the rescue work. Now also you will see this pandemic situation. You can see if you have any queries regarding COVID, you can make a call to 104 and you can ask some queries, or if any emergencies or if anything arises at that time, you can be able to make a call and request. They may send an ambulance immediately. In that way, the services will be provided. That is called e-health. And the next one is, and the last one is e-taxation. So this will facilitate the taxing process by implementing the ICT in taking in taxing in the taxation process. So that is online tax. So it used to tell about the due alerts and online payment of taxes would help them transact very fast. So this is the relation which is maintained by the government to citizen with the help of internet. The help of internet. Yeah. So this is one type of e-governance. And the next one is G2B, that is government to businesses. So this is the online non-commercial interaction between the local government and central government, and also the commercial business sector rather than private individuals. Rather than private individuals. In this, you can't include G2C, private individuals in the sense government to citizens. So other than that, okay, so they will be having an interaction between government and commercial business sector, and this is a non-commercial interaction which is done through online. So with the purpose, what is this purpose is they used to provide the businesses information and advice on e-business best practices. So this interaction provides the businesses the information about how what are the best practices need to be followed in e-business is being advised in this interaction between the local or central government and as well as the commercial business sector. So this G2B facilitates how the government used to purchase goods and services from business organizations uh, by with the help of electronic media like internet. So the best example is EBIS. EBIS in India, EBIS is in India is the first government to business portal which was developed by Infosys in the public-private partnership. We call it as PPP, public-private partnership model. The best example is EBIS. So what are the services in this G2B? So this involves e-taxation, e-licensing, and e-trending. So these are the services which are being provided by the government to the businesses. E-taxation. The corporate sector used to pay much taxes, duties, and dues to the government. So e-taxation was also there in the G2C. That is, the individual used to pay the billings. But here, in the same way, the corporate sector also pays many taxes, duties, and dues to the government. So the payment of these taxes and duties will be made easier with the help of e-taxation. So the online taxing and online payment of taxes can help to reduce the cost and time required for physical submission of taxes. The time required for physical submission of the taxes. So this ICT can help to cross-check the frauds or if any deficiencies in the payment that will be cross-checked with the help of ICT, and further it used to bring the accuracy and revenue to the government. It used to bring accuracy and uh, revenues to the government. And the next one is e-licensing. The companies have to acquire various licenses from the government. Similarly, the companies also have to acquire various registrations. So ICT enabled of the licensing and registration, this will make to reduce time as well as cost. And the next one is e-trending. This will include the facilities of online trending and procurement. Online trending and procurement. And it will make online alerts as to new opportunities of the business with the government, and also the online submission of tenders and online allotment of the work. Online allotment of the work. Thus, e-trending used to reduce the time and cost involved in the physical trending system. So, when we are using this physical trending, whatever the time and cost that is being made, that will be reduced with the help of e-trending. With the help of e-trending. And the another type of e-governance is G2Z, government to the government. So these are the projects that harness the technology to overhaul the government's backroom processes and used to streamline the efficiency, encouraging information and sharing both vertically, vertically in the sense between different levels of administrative structures in the government, and horizontally in the sense between governments or between different government departments or institutions. So that comes under horizontal. So, and empowering the governing government staff to make to work more efficient, to work more efficient. That is the interaction of back-end government systems of different departments or organizations through this G2G portal. Okay, akin to B2B e-commerce, this tries to integrate their functions for presenting a unified image of the government to the citizens. uh, for example, this G2G interactions, it used to take place without citizens' knowledge. It used to take place without the citizens' knowledge. That is, data may be exchanged through such portals at the prefixed times. At the prefixed times, such as batch, you can say that in batch mode, or it may be triggered by what we call an action in computer systems or one government organization or from one government organ. For example, the customs department and DGFT, you know that Directorate of General of Foreign Trade, Directorate General of Foreign Trade, DGFT. So these systems will try to integrate through a customs portal. They used to integrate through the customs portal to present a single image to the citizens. To present a single image to the citizens. So this is called G2G, that is government to the government. Okay. So with this, today's session is finished. Thank you, Ma.